It's a functional art piece, a unicorn spit galaxy nightlight project. And so we are at stage 3, the last step, and that is resin. So excited, also very scared. It's always a little scary to me, when you decide to throw something on top of a creation, especially resin, because to me it's a hit or miss still. So if you guys are here for, like the first time, please let us know us. It's usually, hey Thomas, welcome friend. So good to see you. Sherry is my sis, and she's also an artist, and she helps moderate as well, even though she won't take the title. She doesn't want the responsibility of muting and blocking, though I have to say, my daughter, Shannon Romero, when she joins us, she is the moderator. She won't have a problem muting or blocking, but she hasn't done it yet, because we really have good people that come through here. And so I just welcome everybody. If you're from Facebook and you're new to TikTok, welcome. It's not as scary as people say. Your first time, Empty Thoughts. I'm so happy. I'm so glad you're here. That is so cool. If you're an artist, say so. And, we're just hanging out right now. Tell us what your medium is or whatever. And anyway, it's just so cool. Allison, it's my first time seeing you then too, probably. Welcome. Looks so wholesome. Oh, well, you didn't know me in the past. Talk to my sister. No, don't. All right, so I'm going to finish my coffee right fast. Get a little nicotine. Okay, so here it is. Are we 11:45? We are 11:44. I'm telling you, this 5 minutes takes forever. I'm so excited. Oh, watching from Las Vegas. Yay, that's fun. Well, that's cool. Well, thanks for all the likes and love, you guys. I appreciate that. Still young. I use alcohol markers, but experiment with digital and crafts. I've got a digital Mac Pro my hubby got me, and I'm still like, but that's where I want to be too. I want to experiment with that because I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So good for you. Thanks for all the love, guys. Stacy. Oh, yay, first timer. Hey, sis, welcome. Yay, a lover of spit. You can't beat that. And I was watching Cookie's live this morning. Just for a second, I saw her live, and she was saying that she's in the Netherlands, and she said unicorn spit is very expensive there, very expensive. And I was like, that's sad, because it's one of my favorite mediums. It is my favorite medium. But anyway, she's got a brother apparently in the States, and he's bringing her some. And I'm so excited because she's working on a fairy. And I have to say, if you are into magical things, mermaids, fairies, mushrooms, whatever, owls, anything moths, you're going to love spit if you've never tried it. Here, I'm not talking about spit today. I'm trying not to. I'm an affiliate, in case you don't know. But it's a gel stain, and so it cleans up with water, and it's reactivated with water. So you can just keep painting all over the place and let it dry for a week and a half and come back and dampen your brush and start all over again. And so it's fabulous like that. And then when you don't want to ruin anything, you've got it to where you want, then just spray it with a an oil-based spray, Krylon, anything like that. And then you can keep painting if you want again, but mostly I've seen people use it for furniture because you get fairy wood and really cool things with it. But I like to play and paint with it, and it works with alcohol inks. You can mix it in there. It works with acrylics and gel paste. I have my mermaid that I've used the unicorn spit with my gel paste that worked out perfect, and this is unicorn spit. So you can see why I'm kind of obsessed, because it just does weird things. It's kind of like an alcohol ink, except you don't have to chase it quite as much. Okay, it's a little thicker, and I'll be painting with it all the time, you guys. If you want to hang out with me on Tuesdays, that's what I do here most of the time, and we're going to start a new treasure box, so that'll be fun. It is really cool, thanks. All right, let's get started. I'm excited. So if you've never done resin before, I know it can be intimidating. I had to have my mama and my sister for the first time, and we just went for it outside. And so it was fun. It was so fun, and the results are amazing. You cannot coat something unless you lay glass on top of it. You know what I'm saying? You cannot oil base something to make it look as good as when resin lays on top of a piece of art. I'm sorry, it's just the bomb. However, the problem with resin is usually bubbles, all right? So I don't really have a problem with bubbles. I like my bubbles, okay? I have things that have bubbles in them, and sometimes it's too much, and so it's scrap, or I save it, or it's whatever. But a lot of times, especially if you're doing fairy things and floaty weird castles on clouds, it doesn't matter if there are bubbles coming up from a ravine, right? So I'm working with my bubbles until I can figure it out. That's how I'm doing it. So anyway, don't be afraid of it. The only one time did I have something actually like smoke and bubble, and it turned green, and it was really bad, and it was because I had a dried flower that the stem was not all the way dry yet, and I put that puppy down in my mold and I poured the resin, and all of a sudden this just started, and I thought, oh my god, it started foaming green foam. I grabbed it, ran to the bathroom. So other than that, and so what? So I lost a piece of art, whatever, but I learned it wasn't dry enough. And so every time you make a mistake or something doesn't work out totally perfect, so what? You learn something, and the next time you're not going to make that mistake again. You might, if you're like me, but you'll remember eventually. Aw, Taylor. Thanks. Thanks. Oh, Val, you are so sweet. I'm so happy that you're here. Did you see it lit up? I'm going to do it one more time before I pour the resin in it, you guys, because you never know what's going to happen afterwards. So there it is. Oh, and yeah, you won't be able to really see it much right now, but it does glow in the dark as well. I did glow it up. So if they didn't want to put the lights on, they can glow it. I'm a kid at heart. I'll never change, and I love that. That's what art is. It's letting your inner child out. How long has it been since you let that happen? Okay, I'm drawn to people that just don't have a filter, that just let their inner child out, because that's what I crave. So, you know, if that's what you're craving, let it out. That's what art's about, right? Expression. Find out what's inside of you. And you guys, you have art in there that nobody else can bring to this world. I say it all the time, and I mean it. Okay, so first, gloves, okay? And you need a little level, because if you're trying to get something even though the resin is self-leveling, which means it'll all even out, right? So if I have planets that stick up out of my piece, and I don't have enough resin to cover them fully, then what I do is I pour on top of those things first and make sure that they're coated, and then I go ahead and coat the rest. And I'm just pouring straight into the innards of this. I'm not going to go around the outside where the Apoxie Sculpt is and stuff yet. I don't think. So, but that's what I do on treasure boxes as well. Like when we spackle the treasure boxes and there's a bird or a cliff that's standing up above the edge, then that gets the resin first, so you get the protection of the resin, then it'll just go down and even out over everything else. So, 2-part epoxy after you've leveled your place, and leveling is fun. It's just getting that little bubble in the center, and then just make sure that you turn it both ways. Especially if you have a long piece, or you know your table is not level. That's what this situation is. My table's not level, and it's huge, and it's got lots of like off branches. So what I do is I put a what is this, cutting board, wood cutting board down, And then I just level the cutting board with little stir sticks until it's even. That way you're not trying to hoist up the edge of a table or something like that. And you can make any place level like that. So that's what I do. And then also, before you start, you want to have something that in case you mixed up too much resin, it won't keep. So like a little coaster mold, or maybe you have something you're going to coat, painting that you wanted to coat, have that taped up ready to go or something like that is a good idea. So, and I would prefer having leftover resin than not enough. And I'm a little concerned today because I don't know how much resin it's going to take to fill. If you are doing molds, you can take a glass and measure your amount of water it took to fill your mold and then dry it out really good or whatever. And then you'll know how much resin you're going to need. But I did not do anything like that. So, okay, so your resin comes in 2 parts. Am I losing anybody yet? Oh, thank you, Sherry. I hid the wires. We shall see. I'm thinking some of the paint might come off of the wires when the resin hits it, but I'm not sure. So, all right, so the resin is a 2-part resin, and it's super heavy and very messy, you guys, so I put it in cages. This is the Pro Marine, and so you have part A and part B. The B, you can see, is quite liquidy, and the A is not. It is the thick. Okay, so the B, the thinner, is the first one you put in, nice and thin. That way, when you pour in the thick, and make sure you scrape it really well into it so it's even, the thick will have little strings going down and floating through. It's just an easier way of mixing. Normally, I would have gone ahead and measured my B and then just poured my A straight from the bottle. But they are so heavy that I can't stand there and hold it, so that's what I did. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour A on top of B. I let them sit out for a little while, and they had some bubbles in the beginning. But that was all gone. And I'm sure I overkilled it on how much resin I'm going to need. But I didn't know how much the planets and everything were going to take. And I got to scrape this out. Now I know that I'm not going to get all, I'm just going to scrunch down on the talking head. I'm not going to get all of this resin, part A, out of here. But I actually adjusted for that already, because I know me. So I just put a little less of the part B in. I don't know, I know. Gee, I wonder why I have bubbles. Don't do it my way. But actually it works for me, so enough. Hard to get it out of these. So much better with the glass. These are Dollar Tree, so you can go ahead and peel that resin right out of there. But I'm just going to throw it in that plastic trash bag right now and take these off because they're a mess. Lots of gloves. I go through lots of gloves. I am sorry, but I do. All right, so it's drizzling down in through there. And it's up to my line where it was supposed to be if I've measured properly. So yay, yay. Excuse my nose. Shannon Romero, welcome, sweetheart. Happy birthday to Michaela. Can't believe she's 12. Oh my gosh. Let me move that. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, then you start stirring. And you do not stir. You don't stir it quickly. You stir it slowly, which is hard because you want to see it all stirred up and finished, but you definitely don't want to whip it. You're trying to avoid the air bubbles. And every once in a while just scrape around the side. And seriously, a silicone spatula is much better, I think, than sticking a unsealed, unfinished piece of wood in there, but that is what I have, stir sticks, so that's what I'm using. I don't care what you have to use, just do it, just try it. You're gonna love it. You really, really are gonna love it. I am not kidding you. I might be stirring a little too slow. I'm seriously trying to not get too many bubbles out of this because see how milky it is? And that's okay. It just means that it's still mixing. And it'll get clearer and clearer as you continue to stir. And then you'll think, okay, that's got to be mixed. And then hold it up to the light, because if you see little strands, it looks like little glass strands, then it's still not mixed enough. So then you just keep mixing it until you don't see any more glass strands. And then just set it down and let it breathe for a minute and take the stir stick out so it doesn't bubble for you. But it's definitely a few minutes. Sherry, do you remember how many minutes? 2, 3. I'm really happy with how this is turning out so far. As far as the not an amount of bubbles in here. So it's nice and warm in here. It's 72 degrees, and that does make a difference. And I've seen other people put their little glasses of resin in like a bath of water, making sure the water doesn't get into the resin. Warm water to kind of heat it up a little bit. Anything to get rid of those bubbles. You can get those big old pressure pot things and just get absolute perfection, no bubbles, but I'd be afraid to use that. I was afraid to use a torch. And that's the other thing. I'll show you how to use that torch. It's not scary. If you've been in cooking and stuff, you've probably already used one. I never used what I call a creme brulee torch, and until I did resin. So I was like, but you know, sometimes that fear, it doesn't matter. It won't stop you. If you want something bad enough, you'll just like, it's worth it, and go for it. So that's how I think resin is. So, and when I first started resining, I did everything. I resined everything. But now it's like, okay, so not everything needs resin. But it sure looks pretty when it's in there. Oh, it's getting clearer, you guys. So must have been a couple minutes. But look at all the bubbles. And I can definitely see strands of glass. Not glass, but you know what it looks like glass. But it's getting there. So what I did with this, just in case we have extra, is I just brushed some powdered pigment down in there, and it's going to be a little palette for me. I love little miniature things, and those coasters make great palettes. And if you don't fill them up all the way, it gives a little lip, and so it's perfect like when you're mixing in gels or even like unicorn spit. So because I like doing like sections of unicorn spit. You don't use very much, you guys. You know, if you use unicorn spit, it doesn't take very much. So you can take this flower and each little petal gets a dab of unicorn spit, and then Floetrol in the middle, and just start using it as a palette straight like that. Floetrol with unicorn spit. Now that's a beautiful combination. All right, we're getting closer. I'm seeing just, I think I can stop stirring. Just want to make sure it's totally scraped off of everywhere. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now you just set it aside, And again, trying to let those bubbles, those last little bubbles come back out as much as possible. It does look really bubbly. I'll probably stir that again in a little while, but I'm just going to let it sit for a second. I'll take these off because it's real hot. I won't throw them away. I won't waste them. All right, so let's look at the torch. It's just, I got this one from Amazon. You guys, I'm just not even, good morning, Bold Dreamer. Welcome, beautiful lady. Welcome, yard birds. That is so cool. Bold Dreamer, one of my subscribers, thank you. I forgot to mention we're having a giveaway, but anyway, this is a torch, and it's a kitchen torch, and it's very easy to use. That little part right there is where you put the fuel in, and when you go to order it on Amazon, it'll show you what fuel you need. And I just ordered 2 of these and 2 fuels, because if you need one, you need 2. I don't want it to quit on me in the middle of a thing, right? So then you just put that in there. It's very easy. Okay, when you're getting ready to go, you click this. First you open it a little bit, you click the side, and then you do that. And then you can lower with this little nozzle, and you can let this go if you want, it doesn't matter. So, and that's it. And then when you're done, you just close it. So again, you just open it, click and hold, click it until it starts. If it doesn't start, it just needs more gas. Then lower it however you want, and then just release it when you're done, and then close it. So it's very easy. At first I was petrified, but it was worth it. And you guys, if you haven't done it, get it. It's like $12, $17, something like that. I don't know. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. If you don't have that, or you're thinking, I'm not into fire, I understand. I do. So option 2, you get a heat gun. Again, it's $12, $17, something like that. Again, Amazon. And this one's got 2 little speeds. And it does say the nozzle may be hot, and it is. It adds some heat to it, and it does blow it around, so you don't want to get like super close either. If you're resining and you've painted something and you have white painted whatever, whether it's unicorn spit, alcohol inks, or acrylics, if it's white, any heat at all too long on that spot, you're going to have brown, okay, where it was white. So I have done that, beige, brown. So keep the torch moving, keep the heat gun moving, and then it doesn't just happen automatically. I just went back over and over and over again until it did it. And I didn't even actually notice it until I went to check it the next day. It's just things like that, but you'll learn, you know. So now when I see white, I just whoosh, stay away from that. There's also, you can use a straw. Don't use a metal straw because of the condensation. You don't want to be spitting on your piece. And actually, Sherry said if you cut the straw in half, and I tried it, it works so much better. But don't, you know, just use another half. Don't get spit on your piece because it'll mess it up. So you can also take denatured alcohol in a very, very, very fine mist and spritz over the top if there are like surface bubbles that you just can't handle. But I've done that. It did work, except in a part where the alcohol landed in a drop, it made a divot. And so that was devastating. I would have preferred the bubbles. So it's all just, each piece is individual, you know, so there we are. Okay, and the only way you learn is to just keep playing, but it's fun. I'm dawdling. I'm looking for more gloves. Oh, thanks, Val. I don't know, do you resin? You guys, all of these people, they're so cool. They have Why does this feel like I've got, okay, 2 fingers and, what the heck? Oh, never mind. I've got it now. Beautiful artists, all of them. Some are hiding. Sherry is an artist. Shannon is an artist. I call them hiding. They're just not out and about selling their wares. But they are fabulous artists as well, you guys. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm scared, so let's do this together. You guys are my guts. No guts, no glory. You know, you just hope it lights up afterwards, and it will. Okay, so there's a few more bubbles surfacing on the top. I'm going to give it a little stir. I thought about putting glitter in or colored resin. And you know, I kind of like that idea right now. Not all colored because I want to see stuff. But I'm thinking, since we are putting in resin, we could make a little bit of colored resin just as a little wisp of color going in outer space. Let's do that. I want it sheer, and I don't want it to spread all over the piece, so I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate a little bit of resin. So let me get a glass, just in case I want to do that. It'd be nice to have something sparkly in it, wouldn't it? You know, clear sparkly. Colored and clear. Sparkle. All right. So let me just put a little bit right here. It can't go everywhere if I don't give it too much, right? All right, here we go. Now I'm going to go directly over the biggest of my planets first. Wow, that's not a lot of resin at all. Yikes, y'all. I may have to mix up some more. Oh, maybe not. It's starting to fill up. Well, it looks like the Unicorn Spit Galaxy is holding on. I'm not sure how level this is, or it's just really resistant to running into some crevices here. Wow, that's full. And I haven't used my color. Hold on. And I may not. Let me see. Let me get down here where I can see. Oh no, that's good. That is so good. All right, so let me just throw this in here right fast. And in case you don't know what in here was, in case you can't see it, sorry. It's just that little flower. My palette. Okay, and I don't have a lot of room for something else. I'm gonna leave it like that for a second and hit it with the torch. I am supposed to leave it for just a couple minutes and let it sit and get the air bubbles out on its own before I do the torch thing. So let me try to be patient. But I am excited. I'm thinking maybe I just leave you guys. Aw, Bold. Oh, thanks, Val. My creativity. Yours too. Oh. And I love the gentleness of your fawns and all of your art, Val. I'm just bringing this up to the edge a little bit more. I want to make sure that the inside has a glassy look. And I do want to cover that wire and that one light, so here we go up to the top. I was wondering where I was going to find the edge on this, how far I wanted to keep it going. Like, whoops, I just put it up here. So definitely wear sloppy clothes, you guys, if you're going to resin, because if it gets into your clothes, you can't get it out. If it matters to you, I don't know. I may end up taping the whole thing off and filling the whole puppy. I don't know. All right, let me see the torch for a second. I'm scared. Only because I don't want to torch the wires, you know, for sure. So again, just push the button in, open it up, click it. If it's not coming on, it needs more gas. When hopefully, I will get a recorded video from this, y'all. Last time I did a live, they said it was a technical error and I couldn't get it. And usually when they do that, it comes back anyway, but I never did get it. So I'll bring this in close on the video when I go to repost it to Cape Charles Art on YouTube. So you can see hopefully how close or not I'm getting this flame to there, because it looks close, but it's not that close. All right. But I do like to bring it down and up on top of at the edge, because otherwise if you're going this way to the edge and you've got your Apoxie Sculpt, it's been spray sealed, I just don't want that. So at the edge of this round, I'm just going down and up, keeping a couple inches up away from what the resin is. And I'm just looking for outstanding bubbles, ones that I will not put up with. And I'm just going to let it sit there for a second now and see if that will warm it up enough to let some of it out. Most of the times they do come up and out on their own, a lot of them. They will hide really close around the edges. So you'll look and you think, yay, and you get back, if it's a treasure box or something that you're peeling the edge off, you'll have all this little white bubbly edge. That isn't a problem unless you wanted that really sharp edge. Most of the time on resin, you end up sanding or polishing the edge anyway. So what I do is I just take the back of a razor knife and scrape down that edge. If it's that many bubbles, it just peels right off. And it comes off in a nice thin line, actually. Those are like for the treasure boxes that I've built a dam up around with tape. Because a lot of times you don't want to torch the tape and stuff. So most of the time, though, now that I know that that's where they hide, I'll get to them before they happen. We'll see. You can just blow around on it. Just breaking the tension surface helps the bubbles release. So even like little toothpick or whatever. And I know hairspray is not a thing anymore, but if you have any bangs or anything like that, hairspray is a good thing on a resin day, because you don't want hair in there. That's the thing you can't accept. I can't. You accept what you want. And the thing is, they hide, man, in like those brush hairs. See, like this wire is like super, it looks like a staple. There's no color on that whatsoever. So that's sad. And this one looks the same. However, you never know what it's going to actually look like until it's done. And these bubbles are coming out very nice, so I'm excited. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and put a ribbon of color in. What color, guys? Give me 2 colors of something. I just want a little ribbon. I don't want to go across the lake or even that pouring thing, but I just want some color floating in that resin really bad. So what do you think? Blue, okay, and purple and green. Purple and green, purple and blue. Purple for sure. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna go get some. Hold on. I have not left you all. I'm just on the other side. All right, let's see. Okay. You know, all right, we're going with those 2 that we did with the planets bold and Shannon. The green, blue, and the purple. And I've never used the Unicorn Spit metallics in resin before. But it is a Unicorn Spit Galaxy. It deserves to be in there. So I'm going to go with, if it was an alcohol ink or any other thing, with a 10% ratio or less of the whatever you're putting in compared to your resin. So far, I've had not any problems with that. So there's purple, metallic. The thing with this is it's not going to be transparent. So I'm not sure how much of that I want to do. So we'll see. And neither is this blue-green Atlantis. I don't have much room anyway, so we'll see what happens. I know what. Let me go get some super soft glitter or something. Iridescent, clear. That's what I need. I want it to mix, actually. Ooh, my gosh, this is going to be so cool, you guys. Seriously, even if it's not see-through transparent, that's cool. It'll just cast a shadow when the lights are on. How neat! We don't know what's going to happen, but I know I need gloves. This is exciting. Thanks for being here, you guys. I was excited, but I was scared, but now I'm pretty happy. I'm going to pour these in and then I'm going to torch it. Or should I torch it and then pour it in? I'm going to torch it and then pour it in. Hold on, because too many bubbles. Don't like it. I'll accept some. Not a lot. Okay, so here's the green. I wish it was clear so you could see it, but boy, is it ever strong. Hold on. Oh, but it's cool. Never mind. Look, it's green and clear. I don't mind if it's chunks. I'm thinking it might look actually better. Let me stir this up really good. I don't want chunks. I do want strings. So if I stir this up really good, then add more clear, I'll be able to get that stringy look that I want without looking like it hasn't been mixed. In my mind, that made sense. Stay with me, folks. I'll do the same with the purple. Usually it's the white that makes it pop. I wonder if it's going to be the same inside the galaxy. You know, we don't have a lot of room in here. I'm talking to myself.
I could make my room look cute like that.
Sorry guys. I don't even know what this is. Jeez. Okay, forget the music. All right, there's the purple. Gorgeous. Good colors. Good choice. All right, so more. And it'll cure in 24 hours. Lord willing. If we did it right. The worst that can happen is I start over. That's the very worst that could happen. So that's not bad. I've done that before, right? I know everybody has. All right, here we go. I'm looking for how much room I've got left. So, you know, there's a natural purple thing going on over here in this planet. So I'm thinking a stream of purple coming off of that purple cloud that is surrounding that planet would make sense enough to me. And there's a green off of it on the other side. So let's see what happens. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Wow, it just, let me finish the sentence. I don't even know what to think. I'm not sure. Let me add some, whatever, Atlantis. Down at the bottom where the other one is. Now this is a go big or go home piece. I have to tell myself that. That has what, you know, that's what it's been the whole time. So this is not the time to chicken out, right? Oh my gosh, if it would stay put right where it is, I would be in love. Y'all, I want to bring you in. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on. The camera ends up inside of it. Hold on though, you gotta see it before it moves. Okay, I'll try to hang on to you guys so bad. All right, ready? Tell me if you can see it. It's around the purple and the green in that planet. Isn't that neat? Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Now what happened? Okay, there we are. I guess. Is that right? Okay. I don't even know. Could you see anything? Did you see anything? Thank you guys. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the likes. Yeah, I'm really loving that. Let me throw some gloves on. I want to pull a few more strands over because it just looks so mystical. And so far, it's staying put. It should stay put unless my even is not even high. I'm rearranged the camera or something. So, what is that? All right, so. Oh, it's so neat coming off of that planet. Just those same kind of colors, just floating through nothingness. Absolutely digging it. All right, so let me go back over here where this green one is as well. Just a little, don't want to get carried away. But it could also kind of help me camouflage a few places underneath that I wasn't all that thrilled with anyway, you know what I mean? and maybe up here. Oh my goodness, even if it settles down, because it is metallic, but it's unicorn spit metallic. So I don't know what it's going to do in resin, to be honest, and I'm excited. I'm just draping this up and over and around this moon planet thingy. And I don't want to go over my water, but if I do, I want to go over it with this. I do want to keep that same flow, artsy flow somehow, in the colors that I'm using and in the direction that everything's going. You know what I'm saying? I know it looks like chaos, but there's... Alright, I'm going to put some green in this. No, that would be ugly. This, I'll put some of this in here, just to give it some more color. Make it a little deeper. This is just the palette. It doesn't matter. I almost want to put more in, but I think less... Can I even say that with this piece? Less is more. Yes, I can. I think that's where that's going to sit. So let me just dump this in here. And I'm also throw the green in there too, because gosh, that doesn't make sense, but whatever. We just throw it in the middle. That greenish, whatever, greenish blue is fabulous. So let me just put a little bit more, because there was more green on this planet. That way I can cover that wire maybe with it. Let it float on down to my crystals. Did you guys see there's crystals in here? Because I didn't have enough going on. So there it is. That's cool. Okay, so now I'm just going to dump the rest of this right in there and call it done. That's my little palette. Fun to make. If you don't have any molds, resin molds, and you think you might want to get into resin, I would recommend looking for a very simple open type of molds first. That way you don't have those places where all the little bubbles hide and then you gotta sand it, use your UV resin or whatever. Just something open and easy to get in and out of, someplace the bubbles won't be able to hide up underneath ledges. And then, you know, like ring holder molds are good. Also the trinket boxes, some like the square ones, the round ones are easy. When they start getting into the shapes and stuff, then like the lip of the trinket box lid is usually a place that is frustrating, but you can just take a paintbrush, if you still want to do those, take a paintbrush and just brush up and inside that lid with resin first, and then pour it in there. And take a little toothpick and keep doing that. You can check in the light to see if there's any bubbles, because that's the thing that ruins it. You open it and that's a bubble. It's very sharp. So you just get some UV resin. It's just one bottle. There's no mixing or anything like that. And you drop on the edge. Let me just show you. I do it all the time. Let me see if I have one. Okay, so this one's not fixed. Seriously, I do it all the time. See those owies? So you take your UV resin, just, you know, don't work in the sun where the sun's coming in, because it'll harden and it hardens like in seconds. So you just take this, and I like the hard, it works for me, and you get it on Amazon. Anyway, and you drop a little drop into that little hole that is made, and then you set it in the sun or in a light, and then file it, and it's perfectly fine. especially if you don't have to match colors and stuff. That's why I'm not even bothering with this. I'll deal with it later, but anyway. So it's just stuff like that that you'll learn as you go. And when you guys learn something, it's out in the box. When you guys learn something, I love it when I can learn from you as well. Isn't that cool though? I mean, that's the bottom. So yeah, I do like it. It might be worth fixing. So, and it's easy enough. It's just, I have so much stuff going on. Lots of tips and tricks today. Thank you, honey. Aw, thanks. Bold. A lot. Go ahead and count it. If you can. Thanks. All right, so I'm going to hit this one more time because I still see bubbles, but let me see if I can get it out with this. I don't want to blow that around. So, and that's not doing it unless it blows around. So I'm not doing that. I want my streaks of color where they are. So back with the torch, you all. And then I'll be out of here. Oh, I want to talk about the glass plate. Wowza. Fire in the hole. Okay. That was a good long time right there. I still have a couple ornery ones, but I can pick those out with a toothpick. I'm thinking. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. The drawings. So, Bold Dreamer, bless her heart, and Chunky Vegan, who I miss. I know she kind of needed a break or something. So, they are my subscribers, and my goal is 11. When I hit 11, or June. The first live I have in June, we're doing a drawing for all subscribers. Let me see where it's at. Okay, so this is a unicorn spit painting, and it's been resined. And it's on a cradle board, and I just absolutely love it. If I wouldn't have said this, I would have kept this for me. But anyway, that is the drawing for subscribers. So, not to leave my regular folks out, we are also doing a drawing for all followers, new and old. And I'm incorporating TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube because it seems like Facebook and YouTube always get left out because I'm always hanging out with people on TikTok. So anyway, but it has to be stateside. And so if you aren't stateside and you win, then we'll do a 30-minute live paint session, whatever you want. Tea party, 30 minutes live, or you can opt for that if you don't want a beach tray. But anyway, I like this one. It's got some pretty cool things in it. Is it upside down to you? No. Okay, there was another thing around here I was going to give you the choice of, but I can't find it, so I don't even know what it was. But I do love doing these things, you guys, because I appreciate it. I am not live, but once a week for sure, and then I'll do surprise things. But so I understand people not wanting to subscribe. I do, so it's no big deal. But I do want to show my appreciation for those that have, and so that's my way of doing that, as well as other things. So anyway, okay, I'm going to I'm going to look at it, letting that sun come in for a second, and see if I need to pop any more bubbles. And I do a little bit, but not much. I'm so excited about this, you guys. And I haven't popped these at all. And you usually don't use a torch on molds, but I will if the mold is flat enough, broad enough, wide enough. I would on this, right, like that. But not on little intricate molds, for sure. So... okay, any other bubbles can stay because I'm so happy with this, you guys. Oops, I see bubbles. I'll probably hit this again when you're gone. Anyway, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me. Are there any questions before I just bail on you? Stacy, you're so sweet. Alfred, thank you. Cora, I appreciate the likes. Shannon, thanks for hanging out, honey, and being my moderator. You're the best. And Sherry, too. Bull Dreamer, stay well. I'm going to see a sun that we have not seen in a very long time, and I am very excited. My marine, also artist sun. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. So there won't be a live next week. So you guys, you have a beautiful day and beautiful week, and I'll see you when I come back. All right. Love and light. Oh, I hope you do, Stacy. And thank you for being you too. Do it. You're going to love it. And it doesn't really matter what resin you use. Just use it. Okay. Thanks for the light bulb. All right. Love and light, you guys. Bye. Lean over this to not get my body in it.